Welcome back to another Math of the Day. We are in Math of the Day 15, and today we're going to be working on how to solve quadratic equations with factoring. Let's say you are deciding the dimensions of a house, and one side of the house has to be 20 feet longer than the other side, and the total square footage of the house has to be 30. Let's define the shorter edge of the house as x. Then we can write this as an equation. So, because we know that if the short length is x and the other side is 20 feet longer, we can define that as x plus 20. Which means if we multiply these together, we get x times x plus 20. And since we know these are the dimensions and they multiply together to equal 300, we can turn this into equation. And our equation is x squared times x plus 20 equals 300. Now our first step is to distribute out our x, which leaves us with, so if we take our x times x squared, x times 20 is 20x, so x squared plus 20x equals 300. After this, our next step is to get one side to equal 0. Which means we have to subtract 300 on each side. Giving us x squared plus 20x minus 300 equals 0. Now we're on to factorizing this. When we're factorizing a quadratic equation like this, we have to find two numbers that multiply to negative 300, you hear, and add to 20. A way we can do this is by listing the factors of negative 300. Which are
75, 100, 150, and 300.
Along with the negative values of all of these. So, we need to find two numbers among this list, including their opposites, that add to 20 and multiply to 300. Now, here you can try and solve this, but if we take the sum of 30 and negative 10, we get 20. 30 plus negative 10 equals 20. And then 30 times negative 10 gets us negative 300, which is the same as up here. Now, if we're wondering what to do with these numbers, we have to take this and put into what's called the factored form, which is x plus 30 times x minus 10. Now we can check that this is correct by distributing this out. You can If you want to learn this method, go to math of day number 1 on foiling. To rework this out, we get x squared plus 20x minus 300, which you can see is the same as before. So now we can use this x plus 30 times x minus 10 equals which equals 0. And since we know these two are equivalent, we know we can just sub this in. Now we need to make it so each of these factors can equal 0, because if, say, the x plus 30 equals 0, and then we multiply that by the x minus 10, it will always, no matter what that value is, it will always be 0. So that means we have to try and solve x plus 30 equals 0. When we get x by itself, we just subtract 30 on each side, and x equals negative 30. Now we just do the same logic with x minus 10. So x minus 10 equals 0 at 10 on each side. X equals 10. So that gives us our two solutions. X equals negative 30 and x equals 10. Remember, we're trying to figure out the side length of a house. Logically, we can't have a negative side length to something, so x minus 30 does not work in this situation. So leaves us with our solution x equals 10. We can test if this is correct by plugging it into our equation x squared plus 20x equals 300. So x now is 10, so 10 squared, then x equals 10 here, so 20 times 10 equals 300. 10 squared is 100, and 20 times 10 is 200. 100 plus 200 is 300. It works out, giving us our solution x equals 10. The shorter side length of the house is going to be 10, and the longer side is going to be 30. Thank you for watching. I hope you learned something.